Hey, yo, we locked in. It's due season. It's your boy, Carl Anthony. Hey, I got a question from one of one of my subscribers, Anik. Left me a comment and asked me to do a video about 20-year-old men in a relationship and, you know, self improvement. You know, how does that go? I guess he wants to know how you know, does that help or hurt or whatever the case may be. Now, I'm in my late 30s, and me at 20 versus me now is a different person. At 20, you barely know who you are, for the most part. Some guys are a little more advanced. Some guys have a direct path early in life. Um, Usually around this time, depending on what you're doing, whether it be if you're in college, and if you're from overseas, university, as they call it, um, or you working. Perhaps you live with your mom still, or maybe not. Maybe you got roommates, or maybe you're making enough money to live by yourself. I don't know your particular, um, situation, but one thing I do know, usually who you're with now is who you won't be with later. Okay, I mean, most guys I remember guys that I knew that was, because I did go to college, and I remember guys I knew that had girlfriends in high school that carried them through college. Now, they were volatile relationships because they were always cheating. Then eventually the girl was cheating. So it very, very volatile, you know. Uh, Most of them ended. And really, man, a guy at 20 and a woman at 20 is usually not really ready for a relationship. We all go through different phases in how we view a partner. And most guys at 20 are really out here sowing their royal oats, so to speak. They're spreading it around, spreading their seed around, literally. Dumping in condoms or not. And kind of reckless, sexually, you know. It's one of those things where it's like you feel like you have no cares in the world at 20, usually. Now, I wasn't really like that at 20. I wasn't. I did have a girl when I was 20, briefly. And after we ended, like, I couldn't deal with the vigors of the relationship at that age. It was too restricting. She kind of wanted me to be around her all the time. I was working though. At 20, I was in the summertime after school, was over. I was working in a warehouse, making $20 an hour at the time, which is really good money. Because I was still at home with my mom. All I had was a car, and that's the only bill I had. And really, I didn't even have a car note, actually. I had a brand new Monte Carlo. I didn't have a car note. My mom was paying my car note. And the reason why I saved up money in high school to buy a car. And she needed my money for something. I had saved up like $4,000 or $5,000. And she used my money to pay my tuition. So I couldn't buy the car that I wanted. So she ended up, after my freshman year in college, buying me a car. a brand new car at that. She paid the note. I can't trip. I did have that privilege. So, um, but I was working. I had I think the second shift is what I was working. Yeah, I would get off at like 11 o'clock, and my girlfriend at the time, she wanted me to be around all the time. I couldn't do it, so we would be at odds, you know. And I guess because she wasn't really doing that, she didn't have a summer job, you know. And what I realized then is that we only lasted like we was together while school was in, and then we only lasted like literally like 1 month and a half maybe while school was out in the summer. Like we lasted till like the middle of June. It didn't really work, and I just decided the remainder of that year to stay single. And before I knew what semen retention was, I wasn't having sex. I stopped having sex, and I definitely I wasn't watching porn. None of that. Wasn't masturbating. None of that. No fap. And I was thinking about so many other things. My music career. I used to rap. I was thinking about, starting a clothing line back then. I was a lot of stuff, acting. I just had other stuff on my plate, things that I wanted to do, and making some money. And I was cutting hair as well. This is before I started cutting in the barbershop. And so let me just cut to the chase. If you're 20 and more than likely you're not established, I can't really speak for you that sent me the question, but if you're not established, man, one thing girls do is they're like vampires, especially at that age. They want all your attention, all your time, and they want to drain you. They really want to drain you. That's what they want to do. Imagine you being 20 and you telling a girl that you want to practice semen retention, and your girl is 20 or 19 or 21 or whatever the case may be, and you telling her, I'm not busting no more. You can't tell your girl at that age. Like, women at that age are not gonna understand that. They're gonna think something wrong with them. Think something wrong with you. And besides that, your purpose is more important than your relationship, especially then. Because look, now, I don't know if you're the type that wants to get married, but you definitely are not ready for marriage at 20. No, you're not. In my eyes, a man needs minimum of $50,000 saved, a minimum, before they even consider marriage. You need to have a path, a financial path, a career path set up for yourself by the time you are considering even being married or in a long-term relationship. This is just my assessment and just from what I've been through and what I know. Because, you don't want to start a relationship broke. You don't. Because you'll always be struggling. Or you won't always be struggling, but you'll be struggling for a long time. And you do not want to struggle for a long time. Trust me. You got to start thinking about where you want to go. And the best way to do that is not having distractions. And women are distractions at those times because, like I said, they're vampires. They suck all your blood, your energy, and your seed. And if you can't, women at those ages, they don't understand you saying, I got to work on myself. I got to work extra hours. I got to do this. I got to do that. I got to read. I got to go to the gym. They don't really understand that. Like, you're 20. You should be with me and having fun. No. No, you shouldn't. These are your times, really, to get it together, to not mess up your credit, not waste your time. These are the times now, you know. At the age you are now, at 20, you don't realize 30 is close. You think 10 years is a long way away. 10 years is a blink of an eye when you're 20. It's a blink of an eye. Trust me. You're going to look up, you're 20 today, tomorrow you will be 30. And I'm telling you, man, the better you do now, like you don't want to be in your 30s trying to dig yourself out of holes to, you want your life to be coasting at 30, or at least close to coasting, You don't want to have financial problems in your 30s. I've had those, and you don't want to start having kids early. You just don't want it. Clear your mind from these women, man. They're going to be there. I don't know if you got a girlfriend now. I don't know how she looks, but guess what? You can get more just like her or better. And especially if you're doing what you're supposed to be doing on your purpose, working on your body, being the best looking that you can be, mentally sharp, and financially stable. You're going to have your pick of the litter, literally. So my advice to a guy that's 20 in a relationship is not to put too much stock in that relationship. I'm not saying disrespect your girl and do whatever the hell you want to do, but don't think this is going to be the woman you spend the rest of your life with, more than likely. And I could be wrong. And I'm not saying that I'm right. But what I'm saying to you is you can't put all the eggs in her basket. Figuratively and realistically. And the eggs I'm talking about is sperm. You can't put all your eggs in her basket. But you're going to realize, man, especially as you grow in the man you're supposed to be, that it's going to be better women that you're going to want. And the caliber of women that you can get a year from now or even 2 years from now, because you were on your purpose, you were, working on your physique, you were building up your income, finding your path, and retaining, you're going to have a different caliber of woman. She's going to be up here. Why? Because you're up here. Like attracts like. So, man, stay on the path, bro. Like, whatever it is, stay on the path. Do what you got to do. Don't focus on no relationships at 20. Bro. No. Stay strong. Get your money. And everything will be how you want it to be. All right? Subscribe to this channel, man. If anybody else got a question, check out my email below. Or even leave me a comment. I will possibly do a video about whatever question you got. It's your boy, Carl Anthony, man. Stay strong, people. Peace.